Performance factors of line commutated converters. Here, line commutated means the rectifiers or inverters, or we can say converters, they will be commutated, or we can say they will be turned off by the phase reversal of the input AC supply. First performance factor is the input displacement angle phi 1. The input displacement angle denoted by phi is defined as the angular displacement between the fundamental component of the AC line current and the associated line to neutral voltage. So what does it means? It is the angular displacement between the voltage and the current of the input AC supply. So we can say in simple words, it is the phase difference between the voltage and current of the input AC supply. And that too we have considered fundamental components. In addition to fundamental component, there can be harmonics. So we have to neglect the harmonics, only the fundamental component. What is the meaning of fundamental component? Means suppose I will give an example. Suppose the line frequency of domestic supplies in our country India is 50 hertz. So what will be its first harmonic? Its first harmonic will be 50 plus 50, that is 100. Then second harmonic will be twice of 100, means 200. Third harmonic means twice of 200, means 400, and so on and so forth. So the fundamental component is the very much input frequency, that is 50 hertz. In all phase control converter circuits, the fundamental component is either in phase or lags behind the voltage by an angle which depends upon the firing angle. The firing angle is the angle required to trigger the SCR, or we can say the firing angle is the angle at which the SCR is triggered. Second parameter is input displacement factor cos phi 1. So it is defined as the cosine of the input displacement angle. So whatever is the phase angle between the line current and voltage, we have to take the cos or cosine of that value. To explain further, let us consider what is a phase difference. Suppose we are talking about the phase difference, means we have to draw an angle. So consider this is a voltage and this is current phasor diagram, and this is the angle between them, phi. So here we can say that voltage is leading with respect to current, and now we can say that current is leading. But if we talk about inductors, sorry, if we talk about pure resistors, then voltage and current both are in phase with each other. So this is for phasor diagram for R. The phase is totally 0 degree. But in inductor, the current is lagging. So this is the phasor diagram for inductors. Okay, current lagging. IL is lagging. And this is the phasor diagram for capacitive loads. Here voltage is lagging with respect to current. So this is about the phasor diagrams, or we can say the displacement angle phi 1. Then what is the meaning of input displacement factor? So whatever is this angle, if we take the value as cos of phi 1, this is called as input displacement factor. That's it. Third is the input power factor. So it is defined as the ratio of total mean input power to the total RMS input voltage. So it is the ratio of power by total RMS input voltage. Since only the fundamental component contributes to the mean input power, the power factor now may be defined as, see, here we have defining the power factor as PF is equals to voltage plus current cos phi 1 divided by ERMS into IRMS. So here we have taken the total input voltage, okay, and the RMS power. So the product E and I means power. So what is the input power factor? Input power factor is defined as the ratio of input power to the total input volt amperes, means apparent power, means mean power divided by the apparent power. So this can be said as, so it is the ratio of mean input power. So I will write as mean input power, okay, divided by total RMS input power, which is now this RMS power is the apparent power, and this is mean power. So both are power, okay, here also voltage and current, here also voltage and current, but apparent power is the product and mean power is the addition. So now it is the power factor is equals to I cos phi divided by I RMS. Now here we can see that E1 is equals to ERMS equals to phase voltage. I1 is the fundamental component of the supply current. Phi 1 is the input displacement angle and IRMS is the supply RMS current. DC voltage ratio small r. So the DC voltage ratio denoted by small r is defined as the ratio of mean DC terminal voltage at a given firing angle alpha to the maximum possible DC terminal voltage, that is the voltage obtained when firing angle as 0. Means what? When the firing angle is 0, we will obtain maximum output voltage. When firing angle is more than 0, the output voltage is obviously less. So next is input current distortion factor. The distortion factor of current in a given input line is defined as the ratio of RMS amplitude of the fundamental component to the total RMS amplitude. So ratio of RMS amplitude of the fundamental component divided by the total RMS amplitude. Means we will take the harmonics also in this case. Input harmonic factor I suffix h. Input harmonic factor is defined as the ratio of total harmonic content to the fundamental component. So now there is a summation of all the harmonic content and fundamental component. So ratio of this total harmonic to the fundamental. That ratio is called as input harmonic factor. So it is given by the equation uh, under root of, here it is half, so I will say square root of IRMS square minus I1. I1 is the input, this is the RMS value, this is the input value, actual input, or we can say the fundamental component divided by the fundamental component. So we will see the formulas for all. I will write it down. So we can say that the DC voltage ratio is now, it is given by small letter r, and it is equal to the ratio of mean DC voltage at alpha greater than 0 degree divided by voltage at alpha equals to 0 degree. Then input current distortion factor is equals to the ratio of RMS amplitude of the fundamental component. So here I have written I1. Actually the fundamental component is given by I0, but I will write I1 divided by total RMS amplitude. So here I have written IRMS total. So here we have to consider the amplitude, the current levels. Okay. Next is voltage ripple factor KV. So it is defined as the ratio of net harmonic content of the output voltage to the average output voltage. So it is given by KV is equals to square root of EDC RMS square minus EDC square. So RMS value minus the average value whole divided by the EDC, where EDC is the average value of the output voltage, EDC RMS is the RMS value of the output voltage. Next is current ripple factor Ki. The current ripple factor Ki is defined as the ratio of net harmonic content of the output voltage to the average output current. So it is given by K of I is equals to the square root of IDC RMS square minus IDC square whole divided by IDC. As the name is given current ripple factor, but in the definition given in the book, here it is written output voltage. Okay, this term output voltage, it is somewhat misleading. So here we can consider the output current. So it is the ratio of net harmonic content of the output current to the average output current. So I will make some modification over here. So I have made some modification. The current ripple factor is defined as the ratio of net harmonic content of the output current to the average output current. Now it is perfectly alright and without any confusion. Where ID is average value of the output current, it is actually IDC, and IDC RMS is the RMS value of the output current. The performance measures of two pulse converters. So we have studied the fully controlled single phase bridge rectifier with RL load, and we have also studied the waveforms. So we'll be now talking about the fully controlled single phase bridge rectifier with RL load. So the current in an AC supply connected to the converter can be represented by the Fourier series. So this is the Fourier series. I is equal to summation of an cos n omega t plus bn sin omega t and so on. So this is equals to summation from n equals to 1 to infinity Cn into sine n omega t plus phi n. The fundamental component can be obtained by first determining the coefficient An, Bn and Cn. Now the Fourier coefficients of the supply current I from the figures which you have previously studied is given by A1 is equal to twice of pi integration of alpha to pi plus alpha id cos omega dt omega t, that is equals to minus 4 by pi id sin alpha. B1 is equals to 4 pi id cos alpha. So coefficient C is equals to square root of A1 square plus B1 square. It is equals to 4 id by pi. Therefore, fundamental component is given by C1 by square root 2 I1. It is equals to 2 square root of 2 id by pi. Phase angle phi 1 is equals to tan inverse of A1 by B1. Solving it, it is equals to minus alpha. This negative sign of phi 1 shows that current lags behind the voltage. In inductor, as we have seen previously, the current lags voltage. The expressions for the external performances of the two-pulse converter can be derived as follows. First, input displacement factor DSF, it is equals to cos alpha. DSF is equals to cos alpha. Input power factor PF, it is given by PF is equals to I1 by I RMS cos phi 1. Solving it, putting the values, we get power factor is equals to 2 root 2 by pi cos alpha. DC voltage ratio given by R, it is equals to cos alpha. So these equations we have previously derived from the fully controlled bridge rectifier using the RL load. That equations we have taken here. Input current distortion factor, it is given by 2 root 2 by pi. Input harmonic factor, so IH is equals to RMS value minus fundamental component whole square root by I1. Solving it, we get IH is equals to square root of pi square by 8 minus 1. Next is the voltage ripple factor. So it is the ratio of square root of difference between the RMS value and the average value whole divided by the average value. Solving it step by step, we get voltage ripple factor is equals to pi square by 8 cos square alpha minus 1 whole square root. Active power input. So as only fundamental component is utilized, therefore the mean power as the harmonics of the component current is obviously 0. Therefore the mean AC power in a given line is given by PI, means it is active power input. It is the product of RMS line voltage multiplied by RMS fundamental component of current multiplied by the displacement factor. So voltage ERMS multiply current I multiply by cos alpha. Solving it, we get Pi equals to twice Em by pi Id cos alpha. Reactive power input. Reactive power means if our load is inductive or capacitive, then the reactive power is given by Qi is equals to ERMS I1 sine alpha. It is equals to twice Em by pi Id sine alpha. So to conclude, we differentiate between the active power and reactive power. So the active power is the real power consumed by the load, whereas the reactive power is the useless power. The active power is the product of voltage, current, and the cosine of the angle between them, whereas the reactive power is the product of voltage and current and the sine of the angle between them. So reactive power, voltage, current, and sine of the angle between them. Active power, voltage, current, and cosine of the angle between them. So that is all about the parameters of line commutated converters, single phase and two pulse converters. Thank you.